All right, this video is going to be mixing melody. So we are going to do things in context of each other. So let's see what our melody sounds like. So I notice, there's a lot going on. It sounds like they're playing kind of in the same area. The acoustic's really jingly, which is okay. We need to make some changes in the EQs of the bass and the keys and the electric. We want them to work together, so we're gonna ignore the acoustic for now. So one trick for the electric is 2K. If you boost 2K, you can just see how it comes forward in the mix. That's what you want with an electric. So I'm going to give, and you don't need to do a ton. You do not need to do a lot at all, because small changes in this EQ back here is just so much easier to hear than at front of house. So make that come forward a bit. Maybe, I don't like this sound right here. Like, don't need it. Now let's see how much of it is actually in our electric. A decent amount, enough to where it would be muddying up some stuff. So I'm gonna do just a small, 3 dB cut here. So if we bypass it, honestly, not the biggest difference. There is a difference though. So I'm gonna make the boost I'm doing a little bit wider and a little bit more extreme. They sound like two different electrics, which is really cool. So that's just how much power you have shaping it, but we want that to stand out. Honestly, maybe a little bit too much on the ear piercing side. So I'm going to lower my 2K boost and make it a little bit narrower. So kind of go back to where I was. I do like that a little bit more, but it sounds good by itself. Let's see what it sounds like with the keys. I like it. Maybe, the volume of the keys and the electric's pretty close to the same. So we'll just leave that there. Notice how my keys get closer. Because we've been carving up so much space in this low mid area, we're going to have space in our mix to boost the keys here. Now, this is not my favorite sound of the keys by any means. Don't really like it. I would rather something up here in the top end be boosted, because it's easier to hear. But if I boost everything in the top end, it's all going to sound top end heavy, and there's going to be no warmth in my mix. So comparing the two together in a loud part, it's okay. Maybe a touch much on the top end of the electric here. Garrett's already done a pretty good job of boosting this area, this 2K area. So it looks like I'm just going to make a small cut in my low mids and a tiny boost. Ben is playing. I don't even know who this is actually at this point. I'm going to stop pretending like I do. I don't like the low mids that are coming from that, but if we put everything else in, let's see what happens. Oh, we'll go to acoustic first. That is such a top-end heavy acoustic. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to kill some of it. That just doesn't sound good. So we're probably just not going to use it, honestly. It's because that's pretty rough. Notice how it gets brighter when I take this out. That's because it's trying to get rid of all the screeching and stuff. But there's like a low mid, like thunk sound. Thunk, thunk. It doesn't sound good. So we're going to look here. Kilohertz 0.5 is 500 hertz, which 500 hertz is right in this area, the area we've been making room in. We're going to see if that's where this thunking is at, or if it's even lower, kind of near 300. Really thin. I do still hear it, so we're going to bring that back slowly. Kind of bring some of my warmth back in my acoustic. So there's a high mid, like, I don't even know what you want to call that, but we don't need it. So this really bright, there's a lot of the pick sound, which that doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound... I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but if you notice here, imagine we're smashed. Oh, it didn't change. You can hear the pick a lot better. Like, I really feel like I can hear the pick Yeah, so it is what it is. I'll give that a slight, because I believe this was a cut. I'm gonna give it a slight boost. I kind of like that sound that we got going. I don't like how jingly it is. And we can try to find that frequency. Probably right there. Yeah. But now it just sounds dead. So pick your poison. I do like that a little bit better. It sounds a little bit more controlled. So, but it's by itself. So let's see what it sounds like with everything else. So see, it's there. It's okay. So let's put it in context of everything else, and let's see what happens with our melody, because that's the important part about this is, all three of these, they can sound whatever they want to, but if it doesn't work with the bass and the kick, or bass, drum kit, it doesn't matter. So see, if you notice now, our melody is quiet compared to our drums and our bass. This is why you use context. So the nice thing, the jingliness of the acoustic is I can still hear it within all this. So I'm actually going to give a little bit of that jingliness back, and I might come up here and boost the top end a touch, just to see if it'll sit in the right side, kind of the right area of where I'm listening a little bit better. Yeah, it's just right there. You always want to check your work when you're EQing stuff. So I'm just going to take it out and see if it sounds better or worse with the EQ in or out. Okay, so at this point in mixing the melody, I'm going to check how the rest of my instruments sound and see if I need to change anything else. So I really like where my melody's at right now. I got a nice electric in my left ear. If you just right-click, you can change where each of these are at, if they're linked together. I can hear the acoustic in my right ear. Keys and electric, I mean, they're kind of trading off. They are a little busy and playing over top of each other, but, such is life. I'm going to listen to my snare now and my kick and make sure they're punching through enough. I'm going to listen to my cymbals, and we'll just leave that at those three. Believe it or not, I could use a little bit more cymbals. I do feel like my right or my left ear is louder than my right ear when it comes to the cymbals, so I am going to boost my right ear just to kind of get a stereo image. So maybe I could use a bit more bass notes. When I listen to this, I feel like I got a nice, decent amount of shake, at least in my headphones. I don't know how it sounds through speakers. But I feel like I could use a little bit more note, and the way that I'm going to get that is by using Bass 30. So I'm able to hear everything. I'm just going to double check now my snare, and then we're done with the melody. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.